There was a time when I didn't care about completion percentages at all. Simpler times, better times. These times are over. In fact, they feel long gone. What happened? Hi, I'm Score, and by looking at my PSN profile for years now, I started to care about my completion rate. I am not a numbers guy, at least I wasn't when I started this adventure. Usually I don't care about numbers going up. The only numbers I care about was platinum trophies in combination with memorable experiences and total earned trophies. But that has changed in the last few years by a lot. The biggest change happened when I increased my completion rate from 40% to over 60% within 2 years. It must have been around 2020. That was a huge boost and my brain did like it a lot. Since then I've been trying to increase it further. 75% completion rate would be a dream come true, but that will probably never gonna happen. And here's why. It's unhealthy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been struggling with trophy hunting lately. 179 platinums have taken a toll on me. It is a huge up and down. My personal sense of success has been very high. My Wolfenstein 2 platinum is still a source of inspiration and an example of what I'm capable of. But I have experienced also a lot of lows. And that is because of all the unfinished games on my list. I was curious about what it takes to get to 75% completion rate. I used a spreadsheet provided by Lucy, and tools are super helpful to get a good overview about the situation. The results were defeating. It would take me a lot of games from my backlog to get my percentage to 70%. In fact, most of them. And because I don't care about DLC, it seems even farther away. Too far away to be honest. It doesn't feel worth it. And here is one thing I struggle with a lot. I must admit, trophy hunting has given me so much good. But that is the reason why it's so hard to keep a balance. But I want to change. Recently I watched a video by Worldboy Steve where he talks about this topic. Back then, when I first watched the video, I thought, man, I can't relate, I'm not there yet. But now, I'm there yet. My hobby isn't worth my well-being. It should be a source of positive energy and not a dark and draining place. I'm making it official now. I'm dedicated to finding a way to keep my hobby healthy. And if you want to join me on this journey, I invite you to subscribe to Platinum Vault. I would love to read your thoughts on this topic. There's one question that keeps coming back to me. Why does it hurt so much to leave a game unfinished? I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And now it's time to take a closer look at it and find out. Here's what I found. It is a feeling of, I could go back and finish the game. I am capable. When I first started out, I abandoned games a lot easier because I was convinced that the games would be too hard and not much fun. I have grown as a trophy hunter and I have a lot more skills than years ago. So, now am I thinking, I abandoned that game for no reason. Surely I want to go back and try to earn the remaining trophies. I moved big mountains in the past. So why is it so hard to go back to all these games? It usually takes a few minutes of playing a game to either get hooked on it or bored by it. Most of the games I try to get back into turn me off immediately, and it frustrates me. I feel like I'm a slave of that completion rate stat on my profile. I feel like I'm not a good trophy hunter because my completion rate is so low. It hurts my pride. Pride I didn't know I had until this moment. I have attached myself to my favorite hobby too much. Saying this feels weird, but it also feels true. If I take a step back and remove my personal attachment to my beloved hobby, I see that it is stupid and unhealthy. I am not a bad trophy hunter. A good trophy hunter has fun, enjoys the time spent with the game. In a way, I was a better trophy hunter when I first started out. I want to go back to that stage. I've had enough of the professionalism I projected onto this whole thing. I want to be free again. Another big realization, in the future it will be harder and harder to keep up the completion rate because of the amount of DLC trophies. I play one new game and 20 other trophies will be added to the pile of unearned trophies. I don't do DLC. I don't care. That I'm sure of. And I'm happy about it. Because I have heard so many stories of people struggling with their OCD-like behavior. I can't imagine being forced by my brain to buy additional content for a game I have finished and now I'm forced to play more of it because a number doesn't look satisfying. But if I'm being honest, I kind of do, because it bothers me that so many games are unfinished in my trophy collection. And you know what? I want to change. I have had enough of the stress. In fact, I want my completion rate to go down to reduce the stress that it causes me. 40% completion rate feels like heaven. Lie. No, that is healthy. Unearned trophies are a harmful stat. I don't want to care about it anymore. I probably won't ignore it all the time, but from now on, I want to practice to ignore it. It is not worth it. Here, I make the decision to not care about completion rate and unearned trophies anymore. Man, I feel better now. The talk I just gave to myself was long overdue. What do you think about completion rates and unearned trophies? I'd love to read your thoughts in the comment sections. Happy healthy hunting, fellow trophy hunter. Here is a video about the dark sides of trophy hunting.